Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 12th day of February 2025. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. I hope your family's safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are doing their best to save lives. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage to keep our places clean. Blessings upon those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are out here trying their best to rescue children and people that are victims of child pornography, of prostitution and child prostitution, of human trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, double curses on those who actually profit in peddling this flesh, and double curses on the perverts that create the need for the demand of this evil's industry. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and U.S. veterans on the streets of the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game in Indianapolis, Indiana last night. The New York Knicks defeated the Indiana Pacers 128-115, and it wasn't that close. The New York Knicks started off a little slow and recovered at the end of the first quarter. Winning the first quarter, and then in the first quarter, 27-26. But then from that point on, it was pretty much all Knicks, especially in the second quarter. What we saw last night, for example, let me stop back for a second. We just got beat bad by the Boston Celtics on Saturday night. Let's talk about the Boston Celtics for a second. The Boston Celtics have a superstar in Jason Tatum and a Robin in Jalen Brown. They have multiple ways they can beat you. They can beat you defensively. They can beat you on the boards. They can beat you with three-pointers. And they have different people that can beat you. The New York Knicks, of course, we saw Jason Tatum went nuts Saturday night. Jalen Brown was quiet. But off the bench, Peyton Pritchard went nuts with the threes. Okay? They played stellar defense against the Knicks. They were prepared. They were ready, and they were hungry, and they came out and showed that they were the class team. The Knicks are, again, I mentioned yesterday, they're not a finished product. Boston is a completely polished and finished product. What you see is what you're going to see all the way through the playoffs. The Knicks are developing right now, and they're developing and showing the multiple ways that they can beat you. Jalen Brunson was 4 of 11 last night. He scored 8 points. He had 7 assists, but he didn't hit a three. He couldn't get off. He had 5 fouls early. I think he had his fifth. He picked up his fifth in the third quarter. And so he had to sit. Here comes Gato. 40 points, 12 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals. And the thing is, Indiana would have had a better shot if it's raining men. Miles Turner would have been able to play, because the thing about Miles Turner is he's always one of the top rim protectors in the NBA, okay? And he can shoot threes. So that's what makes him dangerous. He's always among the leaders in block shots in the NBA because he's an elite rim protector. They did not have him last night. Instead, they had Thomas Bryant. Thomas Bryant cannot play defense. And as I mentioned often, there is no center, whether it's Miles Turner or Thomas Bryant or Isaiah Jackson. There is no 5 in the NBA that could guard Karl Anthony Towns. There is none. Okay? The only thing you could do is try to frustrate him, get his head out the game, cause him to force shots, and hope that he's off, because you cannot guard him. And last night, he ate Thomas Bryant for lunch. Okay? Took his lunch money. Took out all his frustrations from Kata and from the other guy. I forgot the other guy's name on the Celtics that had 3 blocks the other night. He took out all his frustrations last night on poor Thomas Bryant. And he had 40 points last night. Not only that, we saw Deuce come off the bench, play elite defense, and Deuce went 4 of 7 from the field, 4 of 4 from the three-point line, scored 15 points plus 25. We saw Cameron Payne play 24 minutes, scored 9 points on 4 of 8 shooting. We saw Landry Shamet finally 5 out of 9, 1 for 4 from the three-point line, 11 points. That is the bench right now. When Mitchell Robinson comes back, Mitchell Robinson is the type of player that reminds us a lot of the Detroit Center when they won the 2004 championship. Because Mitchell Robinson can win you a basketball game. And you look at the stat sheet and you don't see how he did it. But he controls the paint, he gets offensive rebounds, and he alters shots. He changes the way an offense will run. Okay? So that the defensively, the Knicks could press up from the perimeter on people because they got Mitchell Robinson back there. Okay? And that's another way. And we've seen that in operation. And when he was healthy and they destroyed Cleveland 2 years ago in 5 games, that was Mitchell Robinson's series. Okay? And then against Philadelphia, he was hurt still. He came out and he admitted yesterday, he said, I played hurt. I was not being smart. And he said, I'm trying to be completely healthy now because I don't want no setbacks. That's a problem for the NBA. Because you bring him off your bench and Mobb Deep and he's completely healthy. So that's another way the Knicks will have to beat you. Okay? So now, let's count the ways. They can beat you with Brunson, obviously. Brunson can drop 50 on you, or 55 if we need to. They can beat you with Josh Hart, like yesterday, 30 points, 10 boards, 5 assists, Josh Hart. They could beat you with Mikal Bridges, two-way game. He wasn't doing that as he was playing defense yesterday. 6 points on yesterday. They didn't need him, though. Because they had Deuce, Gato, Hart. Then they had Payne and Shamet. Add to that Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, it's going to be on. Yesterday, the Knicks out-rebounded the Pacers 48-36, including 13-9 on the offensive glass, led by Precious Achiuwa, 5 offensive rebounds yesterday. See? Followed by Karl-Anthony Towns, 4 offensive rebounds yesterday. Imagine when Mitchell Robinson comes back. Better offensive rebounder than both of those guys. So this is what we're talking about. Don't try to judge the whole season off a bad loss against Boston. Your team is not a finished product. If it's your team for real. Some of y'all, I think some of y'all actually call yourselves Knicks fan and your comments indicate you're trying to wish that they lose so you can be right about something. I know that's sick, right? I think so too. But the Knicks are getting better and they're going to continue to get better. Right now, as it stands, the Knicks are solidly in the 3rd seed of the East. Solidly. I mean, right now, by beating Indiana is the 4th seed, the Knicks got a solid 5.5 game lead on Indiana. So right now, it's Boston and the Knicks fighting for that 2nd seed. That's where we're at right now. The Knicks losing to Boston are 2.5 games behind Boston for the 2nd seed. But it's okay. Like I said, Boston is a finished product. They polished. They ready to go. The Knicks are coming, though. See, this ain't over. This ain't over. Because you lose a battle don't mean the war is over. Some of y'all done counted the war over because you can't help yourself. But the war ain't over. So, we still battling for that 2nd seed. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And when Mitchell Robinson gets back and comes completely healthy, and I think he's ready now, it's just a question of when they want to bring him in. Okay, that's why they gave you the March 1st, before March 1st, what they said. I'm hoping we see him. Somebody, who was it? I think it was Andrew Abraham, said, I hope we see him against Cleveland on the 21st. Ooh, that would be nice. That would be nice. So, but we'll see. I'm hoping we see him for sure against Boston on the 23rd of February in Boston. Let's bring it, okay? But, you know, it's like there was a Boondocks episode where there was a big bully and he was beating up Riley. And you knock Riley down and Riley get him and say, that's all you got? And come back. Boston knocked the Knicks down. The Knicks about to get him and say, that's all you got? We ready. We're going to be, we coming. Okay? So I'm not worried about nobody, especially when Mitch Rob comes back. OG, we didn't even have OG. And we know OG has already shown us he's capable of taking over a game. Defensively, he's capable of scoring 40. He's already shown that. We don't have to guess about it. He's done it. We get OG back healthy. We get Mitchell Robinson healthy. I'm excited about our team. I don't like losing. Nobody does. But don't start writing off the Knicks because they lost the game, like some of y'all like to do. Go overboard with your negativity and darkness. We good, okay? We still coming. It ain't over yet. Yes, Boston's a better team right now. But we still coming, okay? Cleveland, I got to say, is probably the better team right now. But we still coming, okay? We're not finished yet. We're not finished getting better. We're not finished developing. And why is it? Why is it every time somebody wants to act like the Knicks are trying to get better, we need to make a roster change? Y'all ain't experts in the daggone roster. The Knicks built the roster already. We just need to get healthy, and we need to just get better, and they're doing both of those. Jalen Brunson was missing a lot of shots he would normally hit yesterday. That's what the thing. He wanted to come back so bad, so strong. It was written all over his face. And, I felt bad for him, but at the same time, I felt good for our team because he really wanted to show out yesterday. But it just wasn't his night. And he got 5 fouls early. And, it's a good thing. We had Deuce and Payne and Shaman and Precious and, of course, El Gato Grande. 14 to 23 from the field, 3 of 8 from the 3-point line, 9 of 9 from the free throw line, 12 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, 40 points. We could beat you in a multitude of ways. Let me count the ways. Gato, Brunson, Josh Hart, defense once Miss Rob get back, Precious, Deuce. We could beat you in a lot of ways, okay? Tonight, we got the Leprachaun in them. Now, the Leprachaun and them are in the 8th seed right now. They're a half game from the Miami Heat, who's in the 7th seed. Detroit got a game and a half lead on Miami right now. Detroit is in the 6th seed. So if the playoffs were to start today, Cleveland would, they'd be a play-in, right, between Chicago, Orlando, Miami, and Atlanta. Cleveland would play whoever is the 8th seed. Boston would play, which today would be Atlanta. Boston would play whoever's the 7th seed, which today would be Miami. And the Knicks would play a 7-game series against the Detroit Pistons. We can't make anything sound like it's easy. There ain't no easy in the NBA playoffs. But I like that situation, if that was the situation. So the Leprechaun in them, they are 4-6 in their last 10, but they have won 3 straight. Okay, they were in trouble when Jalen Johnson went down for the season. That was a major blow for them because Jalen Johnson is probably going to be, if not one of the best players, the best player on that team. He really is that talented. 6'9", can play the 3, the 4, the 2, can guard 1 through 4. Jalen Johnson is going to be that dude. But right now, Trae Young is listed as probable because he got a sore Achilles. I was wondering how they're going to do that because he just got named, congratulations to the Leprechaun, he just got named to the All-Star team as a replacement for somebody. And then on one side, and I think Kyrie Irving in the West got named on the other side. So, congratulations to them. But he's a little sore. They still, they're going to have Onyeka Okongwu at the 5, Zachary Richarche at the 3. They're going to have some guy named Mohamed Gaye, or George Niang, who they really started. And then you got Dyson Daniels, who we know is the kryptonite for Brunson, and the Leprechaun. They just got Karis LeVert, Terrence Mann. They're good. They're good. Those 2 guys, big pickup right there. Terrence Mann is from Florida State. He come out of Leonard Hamilton's program. He was starting at one time for the Clippers. The boy could play some defense, okay? That you coming out of Leonard Hamilton's program, you're going to play some defense. Jonathan Isaac, Devin Vassell, all of the cats that come out of Florida State know how to play defense when they're under Leonard Hamilton. I know he's quitting now, but these guys already come out under him. They know how to ball on the defensive end of the floor. And of course, Scotty Barnes, right? They all know how to play defense. And so Terrence Mann is one of them. So you're going to have Dyson Daniels coming at Brunson, followed by Terrence Mann. Karis LeVert, always been a Knick killer from the time he was in, before Cleveland, when he was on the Nets, he was a Knick killer. Coming out of Michigan with Tim Hardaway Jr., so they got a good team. We cannot sleep on them. It's the second night of a back-to-back. It's a good thing the Knicks was able to rest some of their guys for part of the fourth quarter yesterday. Got to come back today ready to go. Okay, got to come back today ready to go. Everybody got to come back ready to go today. So here we go. If they can finish with a win tonight, the Knicks right now, somebody mentioned to me, I'm going to take it. I think it was Abraham. So I'm going to take his word for it. He said that last night's win caused the Knicks to have their best start after 50 something games at this stage of the season in 15 years or something like that. So they're doing good. The Knicks are doing very well. We just need to keep developing and get our guys back. So I don't expect OG Anunoby tonight. He's probably able to play. If it was the playoffs, he'd play. But I'm hoping he sits. Just sit, come back completely healthy after the All-Star break. Sit and chill, okay? We still got Mitchell Robinson coming back. And, of course, the contingent we had last night is probably the contingent that you'll have tonight. You'll probably start Precious Achiuwa again, and you're going to have the same contingent coming off the bench. Last night, Thibodeau played all three of the bench guards at the same time for an extended time. I mean, he had Deuce out there, he had Payne out there, and he had Shamet out there. He had all of them out there for a good time in the third quarter, especially when Brunson was out with the foul trouble. He had all three of them out there. And then he brought Brunson back, and he still played Deuce with one of them other guards. Like, I think it was Deuce and Shamet. He had Deuce and Shamet out there even after Brunson came back in. So he likes that. I knew he liked that guard lineup, and I can understand it. Even though they small, they got speed and they could ball. And that's what happened last night. The Knicks turned the speed on them. So we'll see how this works out tonight. But we got multiple ways the Knicks can come out of the team. And we'll see how it works out. I know they're going to be a little tired, but they also know they're going on vacation for a little while after this. So hopefully they got the energy to bring it at MSG tonight. It's going to be a good game. Just because it's the second night of a back-to-back, it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a tough one. But let's tough this out, y'all. Let's get this done. Hopefully Precious comes to play. He did last night. He's trying to make up for, he got punked out. I think he was a little shook against the Celtics. But he came out last night determined to show that he's still Precious, and he did. So I'm hoping he come out tonight with the same fire and desire, as Clyde would say, and so that we can roll. I expect the Knicks to be tough in the beginning tonight, but I expect Atlanta to make a run to come back in the second quarter and the third quarter. Let's see if the Knicks can withstand that run and fight them off and get a W out of this thing. That would bring the Knicks to 36-18 if we can get that done. Hopefully they can. Y'all enjoy the game tonight. Enjoy the rest of the Wednesday. Be safe out there. Shalom.